Hey everybody, it's Jill with the Kingdom Expression Experiment, and I thought I would just take a second before I tell you my story for today to reestablish why I'm calling this the Kingdom Expression Experiment. I really wanted to see what would happen if we expressed the kingdom of God. And so what the verse for this, if you remember me saying, if you've been following along, and if not, here you go, Luke 9. It was Jesus. He called the 12 together, and he gave them power and authority over all demons and to cure diseases. And he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal. And then further down it says that, and they departed and went through the villages, preaching the gospel, healing everywhere. And so I've been asking God for some opportunities to pray for people and pray for healing. And I've seen some of that on this experiment, which is super awesome. But today's story, okay, so I was in New Jersey for Thanksgiving, and I wanted to get to New York City today to meet a friend of mine for dinner that I went to college with. But I wanted to come over early because I just wanted to see what would God do and what would he want me to do. But I was a little nervous about taking a bus because I don't know, I grew up in Chicago, but I didn't do buses. So I was just like, am I going to get lost? Am I going to get on the wrong bus? My friend assured me, she said, you're not going to get lost. It's one bus. It goes there. It comes back. It's super easy. So I get on the bus, and the bus driver is there, and I tell him I don't really know what I'm doing, and he was super nice. And then this lady's like, oh, so what are you doing? Where are you from? You know, that little chit-chat thing. And she's pretty old, y'all. I was thinking, if she can get on this bus and do this journey, so can I, you know? But as we were talking, I just started explaining to them about the experiment and that Jesus just wanted to love people and heal, and so that's what I was doing. I wanted to see what would happen. Well, as I looked over, I didn't even notice. She had a Bible on her lap. So we started talking. And she started telling me how she worked for the UN and she was in translation, which my last job was Bible translation. So we just started having a great conversation about Jesus and how great he is. Well, we get to Grand Central Station, and as we're getting off the bus, these two men were sitting like, 2 rows behind us, and they said, hey, do you have any information? I was talking about single matters and stuff, and they said, do you have any information on that? We'd really like to learn more. So I was like, sure. And I just thought that was really cool. Like, you just never know who's listening to your conversations and who God has placed around you that you're going to end up encouraging. So anyway, I get off the bus and I decided to wait for this lady. Well, I noticed she had a very hard time coming down the steps. So I gave her my hand and I helped her down. And as we walked down these stairs together, I just waited for her. And I was thinking at the bottom of the stairs, I need to pray for her. I want to pray for healing for her. And as she gets down the stairs, she says, I get dizzy and I've been seeing a doctor. I'm not sure, my equilibrium is off. And then she started telling me, she's like, I just got a lot of anxiety about it. And she said, would you pray for me? Would you pray for healing for me? And I thought, so cool. Like, I was going to ask her, but she made it super easy. I said, yes, absolutely. So right there in the, station, there are people walking around, and I've got my hands on her head, and I'm praying the love of God over her, and people are looking, and I'm like, this is cool, because God's love is being expressed. And so anyway, I did also talk to her about her anxiety, and we just told anxiety to go. And I told her every time she feels anxiety that she should just call out to the Lord and say, Lord, give me more of your peace. I need more of your peace. And so as we were walking out, I said, where are you going? And she told me, and she was going to 46th and 6th Street. She was meeting some friends for dinner, and they were going to a play. I was like, okay, well, I don't know how far that is, but I'll, walk with you. I'm heading that direction. And so as we're walking, I realized she's just having a very hard time walking. And so I give her my hand, and the whole way, she's leaning on my hand. I'm like a human cane. And it was a long walk. It took us like almost an hour to get to where she was going. And she kept saying, no, you don't have to walk me. And I said, why don't you just take a cab? And she said, no, it's good for me to walk. And so I just love her feistiness. But here's the thing. Okay. This lady, I don't know how old she is. You want to see her picture, by the way? Her name is Terry. She's super cute. Of course, I took a picture of her, of us. So while I'm looking for it, I'll tell you her story. She said, oh, wait, here, I found it. Okay, there. Can you see? Oh, you'll put towards the camera. Can you see her? You see Terry? Isn't she awesome? She's super sweet. She had a lot of wrinkles, y'all. Like a lot of, she doesn't use a computer, so I think I'm safe to say she was super sweet but had a lot of wrinkles. But I think I know why. So she's telling me her story, and she lived in Ethiopia and was a translator. She'd never been married, And so she started asking me, did you ever want to be married? And we just had this really sweet conversation. And then she told me how there's this young girl in Ethiopia that she took in and has kind of become her adoptive daughter. And she took her to another place in South America, and then she's here in New York. And I thought, that's so sweet of God. Here's this lady who's never been married. She's older, and she does have someone to take care of her and look after her. God is so good. So anyway, it took us like an hour to get to the theater, and she just thanked me, and just, it meant a lot to her, and it meant a lot to me. I had such a fun just time getting to know her and praying over her and encouraging her. So y'all, that is what it means to just express the kingdom of God. It just means to just be Jesus to someone, just love them like He would love them. Alright, so now tomorrow I'm going to make another video, and disclaimer, and a little bit of grace, okay? Because this is all I brought with me. Are you ready? Okay. I brought my huge winter parka, like not very attractive, but very warm. And this is my suitcase, y'all. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. It's so heavy, I gotta get it. Hang on. Okay, here it is. Ta-da! This is all I brought. I'm so proud of myself. So yeah, so I have in here, I don't know why I'm doing this, but